You're very welcome back. Now, the goal of the National Lottery Good Causes Awards is to celebrate inspiring work of organisations, groups and sports clubs who can benefit from the funding. The award ceremony itself will be broadcast on Virgin Media One on Sunday, November 11th at 9 p.m.
Now, all this week between ourselves and Ireland AM, we'll be showcasing the finalists across all 6 categories. Joining us this morning is Communications Manager of the National Lottery, Miriam Donoghue, and one of the finalists from the Arts and Culture category, Backstage Theatre's Janice Gibney. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning to you both.
Thanks so much for having us.
Now, I know Simon wants to chat to you, Janice, so I'm going to bring Miriam in first to give us an outline on this whole initiative, because this is a very important initiative from the National Lottery's point of view, Miriam.
It really is, Anna. I think the idea of these awards was to honour all the inspiring work that's been done in every town, parish and village in Ireland, thanks to Good Causes funding. I think the message of Good Causes has been lost in recent years, and the idea of the awards is to remind people again of, you know, of the incredible work that's happening. Almost 30 cents in every euro spent by National Lottery players goes back to communities and organisations right throughout. That was 226 million euros last year alone, about 620,000 euros a day. So the awards, we set out on this process back in March of this year. We had 530 entries from every county in Ireland across 6 categories. We've gone through county finals, regional finals, and now we're at the penultimate grand final stage, and it's been incredible. We have 36 finalists across 6 categories, and we have our award ceremony next Saturday night, when we'll be doing the big reveal and announcing 6 category winners, a special Irish language category winner, and then the ultimate good cause of the year.
And of course that funding's so important, because these are the smaller guys, aren't they? The community groups, the local sports clubs, the people who really need the funding, I suppose.
It really is. I mean, we talk about Ireland, we've been through really tough times and economic recession, but Ireland, I can tell you, is alive and kicking. Through these awards, we've been out in communities all over, including yourselves, doing filming of the finalists, and there is incredible work being done in communities. They've been supported by this good cause funding. There's volunteers, Good Samaritans, unsung heroes who are using this money in an incredibly positive way. And it's not about the amount of money either that organisations get. It can be, you know, into the 6-figure sums. It can be an amount as small as 5,000 euros. It's the impact that money is doing is what matters, and that's one of the criteria in these awards. So, you know, there's magic happening out there. It's incredible.
Well, as we said in the introduction, Backstage Theatre are one of the finalists in the Arts and Culture category this year, so let's take a closer look to see what it is that they do.
We are a 212-seater venue, but we're not just about bringing entertainment to the community. We want to make the community part of the theatre and vice versa. We bring theatre professionals together to work with members of the community, be it marginalised groups or different youth groups.
When I came here in Backstage, I rehearsal with the guys, with the community, with the local people. I found my new family in Backstage.
Now, if you compare our life from now to the before, there's a huge difference in our lifestyle.
It's really good because you come in nearly knowing nothing about what happens behind stage. When you're introduced to it, you're like brought to like a new kind of world.
There are people who've done an awful lot of work. There are people who've never been on stage before. There are kids. There are people who don't believe they're able to perform. Of course, as it goes on, they become more and more confident. So I think it's largely a huge creative social experiment, really, a production like this. That's really the main pleasure that I derive from it. Make contact with somebody else at that moment.
I've been acting on Backstage for 20 years, and I'm really enjoying it.
For a theatre to survive and thrive, it has to reflect its community. Backstage Theatre does that in spades. How many shows have we put on here?
A lot.
A lot. And we'll be getting out there and showing people how much ability people have.
To win the National Lottery Good Causes would mean so much to Backstage. We really make sure that our community projects don't just finish when the curtains go down. We're building lasting relationships.
Well, now I have to declare an interest. Good morning, Janice.
Good morning, Simon.
Longford and Backstage Theatre became my second home for a couple of years, because I directed St Mel's Musical Society, who do their shows down there. I performed on that stage. I did Stones in His Pockets down there. I love the place and I love the people in it. Tell us about Backstage Theatre, Jan, and what it means to you and to the people in Longford. OK,
well, we're a 212-seater venue just on the outskirts of Longford. And it's been part of my life as a customer. Like, I was part of the youth theatre. So it means everything. There's such a amazing community spirit in Longford. And that's really at our core. I mean, we pride ourselves in the quality of the work that we bring, of professional theatre that we bring to Longford, the likes of yourself. Druid Theatre, we had Rough Magic there
quiet
last
week, obviously, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
They're a bit stuck.
Yeah. But it is a huge community affair, because even within the musical society, like I know that your mum and your dad are involved. Janice's dad, you know, is an amazing local engineer who builds sets, and I gave him some very tough challenges during my time down there. But everybody's involved in it.
Absolutely, it's just this real buy-in. We've over the last few years we've been doing these major community projects, where we bring in professional theatre practitioners to work with local groups, so be it transition year groups or our resident youth theatre, and also say St Christopher's Services, which is an organisation for people with different abilities. We worked with Gemma Gallagher of Shadowbox Theatre Company with them, and it was a fantastic production. Catherine Young Dance, we brought her in to work with asylum seekers and to integrate them into the community. And that's, as I was saying in the VT, that's the important thing. That's what we really try. It doesn't just finish when the lights go down. We're building lasting relationships.
And it's the use of the building during the day, because it can double up as a gallery. There are coffee mornings there. It's a focal point of the community.
Oh, absolutely. Like only last week we had the Women's Enterprise Day in Backstage, so there was people from all over the Midlands using every part, the studio, the meeting room, the gallery, the auditorium. And
it's great to put it to such good use. Important to mention, Miriam, this morning, we're not showing favouritism, although Janice is the perfect example of what the initiative is all about. The winners are already chosen, am I right?
The winners are already chosen, and there's absolutely no favouritism. It's fantastic that, you know, Ireland AM and Virgin are going to roll out the 36 stories through these very special VTs in the next week. I mean, look, it's a cliche, everybody is a winner in their own right. Unfortunately, we do have to have overall winners, but it's been an incredible process for us, such an inspiring process to hear more about what's happening.
As you say, to get that message out there that's sometimes lost, that the money that people are spending on the lottery is going back into the community right across the country.
Right, it reaches into every parish and village in this country. Thousands of organisations benefit every year, and I bet you there isn't one village in Ireland that doesn't have a benefit, whether it's through the local GA pitch, it could be a Meals on Wheels service that's been supported, it could be, you know, a local community hall that's been built, a running track in an area. It's really out there. And the National Lottery was set up 31 years ago with the express purpose of raising funds for good causes.
It's doing just that.
And 5.3 billion has been raised.
And having a direct impact on people's lives, which is brilliant.
Best
Miriam,
luck at the awards.
Janice, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Thanks for coming
and
in,
all
ladies.
of the nominees. Now, after the break, we've advice on preparing your skin for winter, but before that, let's have a look at some of the other National Lottery Good Causes Awards finalists.
The National Circus Festival is Ireland's largest annual circus festival and features a full adult and children's circus arts workshop programme, including juggling and aerial techniques. Let's take a quick look at a day in the life of some of their performers.
You should join that.
National Circus Festival is an explosion of fun, circus skill, absurdity and laughter that happens annually in Tralee in November.
It brings together really high-level professionals from around the world who are absolutely top of their game in various circus disciplines, as well as local kids and teenagers from Tralee who get involved, and they can learn from those people. And so these people meet who may never ordinarily cross paths.
It's a 12-month-a-year job, because the minute that the Circus Festival finishes in Tralee, we go to the venues and book them again for the next year.
Hundreds and thousands of hours of commitment and hard work and sore muscles and balance and an exhausted brain. It really requires a huge amount of commitment.
That those hours, you know, when you don't feel like getting up and going training, those hours really pay off then when you put it in front of an audience and there's a huge reaction.
Last year we asked younger members of our audience to review our shows to encourage discussion around contemporary circus and the critics of the future. Lucy, who's 5, told us she would change the guy with the hair that was breaking the rules. So thanks to funding like the National Lottery Good Causes, we are able to provide workshops for kids in schools where they learn physical skills and coordination skills. We're able to help develop new emerging talent. We're able to buy equipment. We're able to provide spaces where people can come and meet and practice. Really, without that, we couldn't do it.
Tyres been pumped, wheel bearings tightened. Oh, well, wheel bearing rather than wheels, I suppose, in this case.
It brings people to the arts and it makes a real difference to people's lives. It would be impossible without the National Lottery Good Causes.